Good morning and welcome to day 2 of exploring the Canadian Badlands. We are currently in Dinosaur Provincial Park, where we went to this really cool dinosaur museum and explored the old John Warehouse, who was a black cowboy who escaped slavery in the United States. There is so much more to explore, so here's a plan. Alright, so first we need to find some dinosaur bone beds. I think there's some up that hill over there. Second, we're not actually staying here today. Our next place is actually really cool, and I really think you guys are going to like it, but I'm not going to say where we're going yet. But trust me, it's pretty amazing. It's about a 3-hour drive to our next destination, so it's a pretty good drive, but more on that later. But first, let's get started for the day. First, I eat breakfast, then I walk the dog so he doesn't poop on the floor, and then I get some water from the tap so that way we can wash up. Alright, so our time is up here at Dinosaur Provincial Park. This has been a very fun last day or so. We got to explore the museum yesterday and the John Warehouse. That was a lot of fun. And we saw the rattlesnake, which I'm still excited about that. But now it's time to get started for today. We're going to go find some bone beds. I'll tell you guys about our next destination later, but trust me, it is really cool. If not even better than this place, which this is hard to beat. Let's get going. Let's go find some dinosaur bones. So we've made it up to the bone beds, and there are actually a bunch of other people over there, so we're going to try and make this quick. So these fossils are from a hadrosaur dinosaur. You can see its tail. You can see its tail curled around the back, and some of its legs and spine over here, and its head is probably back in there. Something really cool about this dinosaur, it's actually in something called the death position, where the head and tail curl up around the top of the animal. This happens because after the animal dies, muscles lose moisture and water and begin to contract. This tightens them and pulls them into the center of the animal, and this is so common with many different dinosaurs being found in this position. And even my panda I got yesterday is like this. Another really cool fact about this dinosaur is that it is actually permineralized, which means they are no longer the same composition as they were when the animal was alive. This means that as the bones decayed, they left a hollow casing in the soil around them, and mineral-rich water filled these casings, creating a rock cast of the bones. This sign here shows just how large these animals are compared to a human. And yesterday at the museum, we actually saw one of these and it was huge. This sign also says that this is a headless hadrosaur. So, I guess that lump over there isn't actually the head then? But it also says that this hadrosaur skeleton lies exactly where it was found in 1959 by Roy Fowler, who was actually the park's first ranger. Unfortunately, the skull is missing, because when a dinosaur dies, the head often washes away after the neck muscles deteriorate, and so without the head, we can't identify which of the park's many hadrosaurs it might be. But its head is probably just out here somewhere. So this sign is showing the different parts of the dinosaur. There's the spine, the pelvis and that, the forelimbs, the legs, and the tail. This is showing where it is in the bone bed, so you can see the tail curving around in the back here. You can see the legs and the spine kind of back over here. And right here is the legs, and over here, there's more of the spine and the ribs and that there, but there's also the forelegs here. And then obviously there's no head because it's a headless hadrosaur. So this was really cool to see. Anyways, the next bone bed is also really cool, so we're gonna head over there. Guys, check out this little bridge that's here. It's kind of a dried up creek there, but still a nice bridge. So it used to be water here, but not anymore. Alright, so we made it down to the other bone bed here, and all those people that were back up there, well, they're all here now, so we have to wait for them. But in the meantime, we're going to check out the sign here, which is talking about the rattlesnakes, which we actually saw one of those yesterday, so I'm still really excited about that. That was really cool, but now the bone bed is open, so let's go check that out. So this is the next bone bed where hundreds or even thousands of Centrosaurus fossils are found. These are another relative of the Triceratops, similar to the ones we saw yesterday at the museum. And if you look in here, you can see just how many fossils are in there, even some of the tools paleontologists used to dig them out. These animals would likely have all died around the same time in a flash flooding event, and this image on the sign kind of shows what that would have looked like. Next, over here, that picture on the wall back there actually kind of also shows what that would have looked like with the Displeosaurus preying upon the dying Centrosaurus, so that's really cool. So that actually does it for our time here in Dinosaur Provincial Park. I had a ton of fun here going to the museum, seeing the John Warehouse, seeing that rattlesnake, and now this, the bone beds. It's again about a 3 to 4 hour drive to our next destination, and trust me, it is really cool. So, we need to get going. And welcome to Writing on Stone Provincial Park. This place is already super cool. We just got all set up. And yes, this is a normal picnic table. This just appeared on it. Some nice cloth, pretty Canadian colors. We're actually here for the next 3 days, so we have a lot to do. So here's the plan. All right, so first we need to find some hoodoos. That won't be very hard. We saw a whole bunch coming in. And there's some like right here, so we can check that off, but we're gonna find some really cool ones later, so don't worry. Second, this place is called Writing on Stone Provincial Park for nothing. We have to find some cave paintings, or pictographs as they are called. We gotta find some of those. Next, this is actually a rare bird preserve. I need to find one new bird I've never seen before. And also there's a visitor center / museum potentially up the hill right here. So y'all know I gotta go check that out. I think we're going to go for a walk right now, so let's just get started exploring. Haven't even left the campsite, and there's already a hoodoo right up there on top of the hill. What is this? This is crazy. Check this out, guys. This huge cliff faces. This out. Whoa. It's basically just a straight, flat cliff here. This is insane. And there's even like a little hoodoo on the top. There's better hoodoos coming, don't worry. I'll talk more about those later. Just look at this. I don't know what's with all these holes here. I need to figure that out while we're here too. Because I see them all over the cliff. Like even on like this one here, there's like holes everywhere. I don't know why. I need to figure out why. So we're gonna figure out what all those holes are, why they're there. I see some birds are using them for a nest, so that'll be good for finding a new bird, hopefully. Yeah, the base is on top. There's a whole bunch of hoodoos. I think there's more hoodoos this way, so we're gonna keep going. There's a bunny. This is a little like cottontail, I think. All right, we'll let it be because we're polite. Bye, bunny. Eat your grass. Wow. This is so cool, guys. You gotta check this out. This is crazy. Whoa. Like, did they film Star Wars here? Like, I swear, this literally looks like Star Wars. This is out of this world. Literally, like, it's crazy. Like, this literally looks fake. Like, I don't know, this is crazy. Look at these holes. I still need to figure out what these are. Like, some of them are huge, some of them are small. Like, oh, those ones tiny. That's so weird. There's so many of them. So these clearly are hoodoos, but what is a hoodoo even? What makes that different from, say, just this pile of rock right here? This isn't a hoodoo. This is just, well, rock. But those out there are the hoodoos. So hoodoos are characterized by their tall spires, topped off by a flat stone, really. So all of these, no matter how wide they are, like those ones up there, those are still hoodoos. Those super thin ones, those are all hoodoos. So that's pretty cool. These hoodoos are actually super fragile, and even carving your name into them is illegal. You can face heavy fines and even jail time. I say that as I stand next to this hoodoo with hundreds of names carved into it. Every one of these people has broken the law. That's shameful. So the name hoodoo actually comes from the southern indigenous word for oodoo. I'll put it on screen. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. If so, I apologize. This word actually means mystical or eerie or like spooky almost. Some Blackfoot and Cree legends actually say that these hoodoos are actually their ancestors or giants trapped inside the rocks that guard and haunt the Badlands at night. So hopefully we don't find any giants tonight, but that would be pretty cool. Look at this. This is insane. Also, I hear a bird screaming, so maybe it's a new bird. I don't know. Also, you see those mountains over there? Those are actually in Montana, in the United States. That's a completely other country. Any Americans watching, shout out. This is beautiful. There's the visitor center up there. We're going there tomorrow, so make sure you come back tomorrow. We'll go over there. But for now, this hoodoo hike was amazing. We're gonna go back to the campsite and we're gonna get some hot dogs to eat. We got fire. So I guess this is now time for. Yeah, it's time for hot dogs. We didn't do a tour. Whoops. Well, first we have our picnic table where we do all of our hot dog stuff. Then we have a fire pit where we cook the hot dogs. And then behind us there's a fence for some reason. I've never seen that before, but that's for privacy. Okay, so about finding a new bird here. There's been two different birds. That one that was screaming at the hoodoos. And then there's like a falcon that keeps like flying over here. I'm going to try and get it on camera, but that's definitely a new bird I haven't seen before, so I'm going to try and get a picture of it. If I don't, I will do it tomorrow. So, yeah. Alright guys, so we just finished up with supper. I had 8 hot dogs. Don't judge, I was hungry. I was going to do some stargazing because it was pretty clear. But it's basically the same sky as last night and a whole bunch of clouds are moving in. And apparently it's supposed to rain tonight, so cross your fingers that doesn't happen because that might hinder some stuff tomorrow. But it's been a very long day from the bone bed to Dinosaur Provincial Park. That was really cool to see because there's not very many places where you can just see bones in the ground. So that was really cool. And then getting to come here to Riding on Stone Provincial Park and see the hoodoos and some of the birds here, even those bunnies that were just here behind our campsite. That was really special. And I hope you guys can't wait to see what we have for tomorrow. Some really special things you basically can't see in very many other places in the entire world. So make sure you come back tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night.